And we're into it, folks. Let's get into the action. Vendetta Nouns, it all ends here. It's not elimination, though, John.
No. Both these teams will have a second chance should either of them lose here, which, of course, one of them will. Who will it be is the question. Vendetta, who came out very strong in the opening map, or Nouns, who destroyed them on Mirage.
Nice start there for Jaquinho, getting a little energy going early on for the Swede. Man standing in. We'll reiterate, just in case you're joining us right now, he is standing in for this roster. Yes. They had a last-minute family emergency for one of their players. So he's playing from Sweden with IEM. Nice shot from Chop. Keeps this into a 3-on-3. That bomb ticking away now. Oh, and that's a quick one from Jaquinho, having himself a great pistol round. That distracts enough. That MarKE is just wandering around in the open. It all comes down to bwills, and he's not got the positioning for this. They're going to fight him. Dueling together. bwills needed that headshot a little quicker, and it's going to be a defuse on in a first round for Vendetta.
That's the third pistol round where Chop has been a stand-up performer. Like, he is absolutely lethal on these rounds. But that is, of course, the start. I mean, Vendetta won the knife round, of course, that you guys didn't see, so they got to pick CT side, and that is a perfect way for them to pick things off. The thing is, maybe not as perfect as it could have been, because the bomb gets planted here. That means the rifles will come out on the Nouns side. That's bwills across the board. Not as much utility as they would prefer. Or maybe fake and then we'll send it to the other one with no utility left, but that's not too advisable unless you've got a perfect read on Vendetta. Chop already coming in towards connector here with Silas. Nouns not going to fight them just yet. Now you see MarKE lurking around, hoping to do some damage here in the early goings, and he spots out the info he was looking for. Always the patient one. Takes a little bit of damage. Waiting for the right opportunity to strike. Could be here. No. Chop takes him down, and that will make life difficult for Cynic, who is also stuck in a tough place. Great 2K from Chop. And that's a bomb. No, it's not the bomb just yet. The bomb is exposed in upper tunnels, though.
But here's the thing, right? Two Nouns players are beating towards the A site. It's not going to matter if they take the A site. They're in such a vulnerable position now because they're going to have to devote so much time just to going back and secure that C4. And it's not even a guarantee. Now with CJ down, they have to be majorly worried. They're still pressing in towards site, but it just doesn't matter, frankly. Jaquinho's going to die, but yeah, Vendetta doesn't realize it. They, at this point, should know that neither of these players has the bomb, but they may not have pieced together that they really don't have the bomb. 40 seconds to use this. That's a freebie. Carson had to do it. He has to sprint back to get this bomb, and bwills is just in a position where he cannot win this round.
That was just a bit of a misplay from Nouns, right? Because you lose those two players in lower tunnels. As soon as that happens, CJ should have just immediately gone to recover the bomb. Like, there's no reason for him to stick around and wait for someone to come out towards the B site, because at that point, it's the only mission is to get the bomb back in your hands and run to the A site, which is already under the control of your teammates. A bit of miscommunication, a tough situation there in the lower tunnels because MarKE gets caught off guard, and then Chop is able to clean out Cynic, who, even if he tried to get up the ladder, would have died anyway, so he had to fight. All right, Nouns on to pistols here. Going to be a couple of Glock, make that one Glock, and P250 for MarKE, who takes down Chop, but Jaquinho is right there, and it's back and forth. In fact, Jaquinho's going to have to be careful because it isn't even 3v3, and he doesn't want to die in this situation.
He's dead. And that's going to give a rifle over as well. You're up by the rock. That's a huge find for this Nouns side. Makes a lot of pressure on, and 60's going to try and take the initiative to relieve some of that pressure. Cynic's baiting it with an elbow. Begging for the trigger pull.
Yeah.
But 60's actually just going to readjust, thinking that maybe he's being kept here for nefarious purposes. They spotted both these CTs. I know where they're playing from, but it's a bit of a shadow feint, right? Because 60's now shifted over to the site, and they have to know that's a possibility. Still time, 50 seconds. Nouns are certainly using as much of the clock as they can, and just actually rotated all the way back down to B. He hadn't seen the bomb.
Nope.
Maybe misread the situation, but it means that 60's got the world on his shoulders here. 35 seconds. They could rotate. They're going to. Oh, this is spicy. They're going back to bathrooms. Full blind rotation, but it's the right read. There's no one here. Realizing it, Tender's going to rotate back down, so it is an isolated site defense. But time on his side. If he drops the bomb, that could just be enough. Around the corner they go. Tender strikes, drops exactly that. Flashbang's out. Now it's all just about stalling for his teammate to get there, or Tender will just take every single kill. Why not? What a recovery. What a play from Tender.
Yeah, fantastic read from him. Obviously realizing, wait a second, they got pushed back. That Molotov apparently was enough to send them back away from the A site towards B, and hits every single shot. I mean, granted, we have to remember that Nouns came into that with just upgraded pistols. They didn't really have much else, and they made a round of it. So it was expensive for Vendetta. Yes, they win it, but now Nouns will have the full-on buy-up and, well, a chance to get back into this match. And also, if they win this round, it will pretty much destroy the economy for Vendetta. Timeout called here by Nouns to talk things over, get their strategies in order. Chance to talk a little bit about both teams on Overpass over the last 3 months. For Vendetta, they played it 13 times, 7-5 record with a plus 26 round differential. And I do believe it's a little bit worse for Nouns. Yeah. So they played it 14 times, make that 15 times, a 7-8 record and a minus 8 round differential on their side. But I'd say that it's, even though there is that edge for Vendetta, Mike, it's probably pretty even here on Overpass between these two teams.
It certainly is. And I'd be interested to break down the standard of competition as well, because I know Nouns have some on record against Complexity, right? ATKs, your MIBRs. Like, there's some very good opponents for them on their Overpass. Oh, MarKE spotted just a foot before that flashbang bloom. Chopped just a little early on that one, and he pays the penalty for it. MarKE, you can't give him anything. You can't give him anything, or he will capitalize, and he's so patient with it too. Tender trying to reclaim the angle. MarKE is just content to sit here and say, yeah, try and get me off this spot. 60's going to be the next contestant. You really want to stick around for this fight?
They keep challenging him.
You really want to get this kill back?
This is what MarKE's so good at, just by himself getting frags one after the other, and then the rest of his team can just work off of that. It's, wow. I can't believe he was teamless for so long. That's all I'll say.
Again, I think
probably his choice.
Yeah, probably more a situation if the opportunities didn't appeal to him, because there definitely were teams that were interested in acquiring him. Off in, Jaquinho overwhelmed though. That's going to be the site. That's going to be the round. Silas trying to figure out which hole he's going to try and hide in. He ain't getting this one back. He might not even be getting the rifle. Cynic wants to make sure of that.
Yeah, Silas is really stuck.
Ooh, he's got it. Oh. All right, that might help.
I think they don't need to chase. They don't have the money on the downside either, but they really want to punish Vendetta. Look at MarKE go. He is just hightailing it towards Playground to try and hold this angle and stop Silas from pushing forward. So, I mean, bomb's going to explode, no question. This is Nouns' round. The question is, does Silas get out of it with the AK or not? He's tucked himself into Playground. This is actually a pretty good angle to play from. And, well, he will eventually not have to worry about anything, because Nouns back off, realize the situation, don't want to lose their guns, and that'll be that. AK does at least get saved. But that said, look, MarKE just getting those first two, opening up the B site pretty much completely. 6, tried to challenge as well and almost went down in that duel. It eventually does, but it doesn't matter. Nouns, take the round. Mike, these two teams have a winning 2 of those 3 engagements, but it's such a close round differential overall. 39 rounds for Nouns, 41 rounds against for a -2 round differential. So they've been pretty close on pretty much every single time they've played here, except for February 10th, where it was a 16-9 win in favor of Nouns. That was as far apart as they got in terms of rounds.
And how many of those games were pre-MarKE?
2 of them, actually. The one that was a win was when MarKE was on the roster. So technically with MarKE, Nouns are 1-0 against Vendetta.
The MarKE factor. He's made his MarKE on the team.
Of course. Of course you're going to use that. I knew it was coming.
It has to eventually happen. So, Vendetta. Economy brittle. The force buy up. All the weight of the world on Silas. Well, as I say that, actually, having seen nothing towards B, they're making the right read. They're rotating bodies up. They've got the numbers here towards A. This is interesting. 35 seconds. There's not going to be a bailout option for Nouns. They're going to need to commit, or it's going to be a rapid rotate through con. And this is the ideal situation for Vendetta. They've got everybody here. Everybody's here. Will it survive contact? No, it will not. Holy cow. Nouns walk into the jaws of the stack and rip them apart.
And Cynic takes down 60. That'll be that. Wow, that was explosive from Nouns, but that's just their style of play. I mean, we saw it on Mirage, a very quick map. They didn't waste any time on their T side, really exploiting the flaws in Vendetta's defense. And then on the other end, on CT side even, they're charging up in their faces over towards mid. And right here, well, Nouns just dictating the flow of play and forcing Vendetta onto a full-on eco. Not a single dollar invested into the round here by Vendetta. Here come Nouns. Likely going to tie up the scoreline here, but Vendetta, with only the USPs, are going to gamble stack towards Fountain. In fact, they're going to charge up here and at least gain the information that Nouns are not in this direction, but by the time they gain that info, the bomb will probably be about to be planted.
Seems likely.
Okay, maybe they get one here.
MarKE,
We'll see.
MarKE's made so much noise. They know. They've got him. They've got the rifle. Run, bomb. Run. Everybody's on the flank. You've got the sight. Cynic's dropped the Molotov. So do they want to just be content with this one rifle?
I would save it if I'm Silas and then maybe try to get another one.
I mean, they can hide Silas, right? And send the rest out on the suicide mission to try and get some more guns?
Exactly.
Seems like they're just going to bodyguard the rifle for the time being. Tender's trying to get down in towards heaven. But I mean, regardless, this is definitely going to go Nouns' way. That is not in contention. Vendetta do not want to pose any problems to that. And they've actually shifted the rifle into the firing line, perhaps. Timing on that nade. Poor Jaquinho. Out go the USPs. Down go said USPs. And never was there any risk to each remaining 4.
No, I think they were trying potentially to keep Nouns on site to make them go down to bomb, but yeah, didn't happen. So, expected result, but at least an AK saved through that makes it a little less costly reinvesting into this round for Vendetta.
Molly down, can deny the early control. Smoke goes out for it, and so we've got a little bit of a standoff here at the fountain. Players in con as well. Looks like they want to try and pinch this top bathroom's approach and see if they can't deal some early damage if Vendetta wants the posturing. But for now, at least, Vendetta are content to give up a bit of ground and play it pretty bog standard. Silas potentially first contact. Bit of chip damage on a chop. He's been chopped down a size.
Slow pace of play, at least in the early moments. Nouns starting to take the space towards short A and bathrooms. Silas will take a little bit of damage from that nade, but not too bad. Perhaps enough to push him off the angle a little bit. And MarKE's doing what MarKE does best, and that's play connector and attract some attention in his direction. 3 players pulled onto the B site for Vendetta as of right now. So A is a little bit softer. Do you see Silas peeking around here? Is he going to get an engagement with Carson? Doesn't look like it. All right. All of Nouns are now leaning towards that B site. 4 players heading into construction, only 1 for Monster. And that will change. They're just going to mix things up a little bit before going for the X. Here they come.
Good counter flash. CJ, though, gets the first pick. They've got a lot of mollies as well. They can make this very uncomfortable for the CTs. That back pillar kill was critical. Tender had the last chance to really do anything about this round, and with him falling, it's going to be a save for the remaining Vendetta players. They've been on the back foot really since the guns have stabilized here for Nouns, and that's going to mark a 4th round, and Nouns pulling into the lead. So the hot start for Vendetta could not be sustained, and now they're really struggling to deal with sight hits. That's, I mean, at the end all be all, right? They had 3 players on. They had the numbers. They just couldn't hold up to the actual take.
Indeed.
So
And Vendetta. Yeah. Go
if
ahead.
you're Nouns here, John, hear me
Mhm.
out.
Yeah.
If you're recognizing that playing standard in terms of your spread on this map is not winning you rounds, you got to do something, right? I mean, we need to see some sort of proactive play, whether that's construction control or a little bit more of an aggressive fight towards bathrooms, party play, fountain area, right? There's got to be something coming through here, and we just haven't really had it from Vendetta. They've played very vanilla.
Yeah, there's no question. They really haven't challenged. Like typically on Overpass, right? Like you said, you challenge towards sandbags into construction. You go for that early pick into fountain, but they're very passive. They're giving up the space to Nouns, and if you give that much space to Nouns on a map like Overpass, they're probably going to run you over more often than not. So I would expect that adaptation to come through soon. This round, well, they have a couple of rifles saved through. It's 3 pistols and the AK along with the A1S. And there's a little more aggression into Fountain, right?
Faster
a couple of
play.
players here. But the thing is, it's just pistols, so I don't know if this will replicate itself when they have the rifles.
And the pressure they're trying to apply towards that B-bomb site early, it's a lot stronger. Oh,
Yeah.
Jacquinho's got a chance. Jacquinho has just missed him. But
He hear him, though?
Because Carson threw a flashbang. So he knows Carson's here. He's checking. He's clearing around, and Carson has no idea the first pick goes for free. That's a great bit of maneuvering from Jacquinho, and that's exactly what we're looking for. A little bit more dynamic play. Initiative taken. A boost up now on the site, and they nearly collect a frag just off the Deagles, and Tender actually will get one. This is huge. This is exactly what they need to do. They need to punch Nouns in the mouth a little bit, put the pressure
Cynic
on.
is so
Flashbang, brutal. Off now, down. It's all falling apart here for Nouns. Wom's out of that control. bwills trying to do some work, but he's dinked up in turn just down to 7. They need MarKE to work some magic if they're going to get back into this round. And right now, Tender gets erased. What a peek from bwills. What a shot. If they bring this back, this would be absolutely miraculous for Nouns. The Vendetta side cannot afford to lose this.
Well, and MarKE's still alive. You never know. And MarKE gets one, but only one. Silas takes him down. Now it's off to bwills, only 7 HP, and he does manage to take down Silas before he goes down himself. Jacquinho, so many situations where he's been the last one standing and able to clutch it out.
And I mean, that round, he starts it as well. That round is so much
Yeah.
about Jacquinho. The stand-in, the man playing with 122 ping, wins that for them effectively. Because not only does he get the kill on Carson, he also creates an odd situation for Nouns, where both they know that the information's given up, that there's no fear of A, so there's likely a stack in towards B. But likewise, Nouns have a choice to make. They can either immediately race into the site and try and just catch them off guard, still on the timing, or they can try and spend all of the time clearing out the back lines and figuring out where they can actually get towards A. It's a tough decision for Nouns. Cynic's going to try and pick up the pace here, open things up with the AWP. That's not the connection he was hoping for, but he's just going to keep going. Madman! How could you expect that? I mean, how could you, John?
Yeah,
That was a player positioned to trade it, and he just had no idea that he'd be so fast.
And then he gets another one
third?
onto Jacquinho.
Oh my
MarKE drops
goodness.
Tender. It's all falling apart here on this B site. 6, he manages to get a couple, but bwills
Over.
drops him after that. And yeah, it's almost certainly over. Silas here in connector. That should be the killing blow, but wow, what a play from Cynic.
Oh, bwills plays the one way very nicely. Yeah, that's massive from Cynic. That's now saying, okay, you went around. Let's immediately put the pressure back on. Let's immediately turn up the temperature and just boil you in the pot of the B site, right? You can't get these cheeky lurks. You can't get this periphery kill if we just straight hit a site and smack you in the mouth, and that's what they do. And Vendetta don't hold up to it. This has been their problem. This has been their struggle.
And that was the stack site for Vendetta too. There were 4 players there.
I mean, that peak sidewalk is insane.
Ridiculous.
The player back pillar should have had that trade every day of the week, but I think he got caught with utility out. So he just wasn't expecting. Right, Cynic showed himself. He missed the shot. No one peeks that. That's insane. It's so bold from Cynic.
It's like Spears in Band of Brothers, just running right into the enemy, and they don't know what to do because it's just completely unexpected.
Oh my goodness. That's a reference right there.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that show in a while. I think I'm due for a
it's
rewatch.
Fantastic. I've seen it at least 3 times.
Sarah's never seen it, so it might be time for her to sit down. This
Oh
one's
my
looking like
goodness, she
cleanup.
has to.
Tender gets a little something, something. If you don't know what we're talking about, one of the greatest, would be a series, mini-series?
Yeah. That's a TV series, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is just one season, right? So it's kind of, I don't know what it qualifies as, but a phenomenal series about a particular paratrooper company, Easy Company in World War II. And it is just some of the best sort of historical television of all time, I would say.
Yes, I would agree.
Very good. Worth a watch.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Pacific's also good, but Band of Brothers is better.
I did not watch Pacific.
Oh, would recommend. If you enjoyed Band of Brothers, you will likely enjoy Pacific.
Okay.
It's largely the same theme, but different theater of war. Chiquinho. Oh, deleted!
No.
Carson was waiting for that exact play. He's like, come on, come on. Someone peek me long. Someone peek me long. I want it. I'm hungry for it. MarKE gets killed on the other side. Silas will at least be able to bring this one back, which limits their options, but they know they've got him trapped. Actually, do they? Chop is like, come on, chase this kill, chase this kill. Problem is they've got the B site for free, so even if Chop caught that one, tough situation. Still, MarKE may not be expecting them to chase him down here. He's wary that someone might have gotten around towards the ladder. Okay, he's aware. They're going to wonder, why was MarKE all the way back there? Well, they're not going to wonder for too long.
They won't have much time to wonder, yeah.
Cynic's just going to kill everybody. Oh, he sees the leg, he sees the foot. He actually didn't know what he had seen until the uncrouch came through, right?
Yep.
Cynic is like a T-Rex. His vision's based on movement.
Yeah, but once that movement came through there, it was an insta flick and a frag. Timeout going to be called for Vendetta, and that's actually a really good decision because the pace of play has gone from let's poke and prod a little bit to Nouns pushing in every single time. 3 rounds in a row, getting right into the face of Vendetta, immediate frags and space taken. So yeah, you gotta take a step back and say, whoa guys, an adjustment is required here. And I mean, to be honest, when Vendetta found the most success, we talked about it. It's when they pushed up. They had 2 players up to Fountain, already had one on the flank and caught off Carson towards long A, and then they went for the boost on the B site. But that's when they, weren't expecting to win the round. They only had the 3 pistols and the 2 rifles, so they took more risks, but they went back into that very conservative style of play, and it's really costing them. Even though I would say Nouns are creating their own opportunities with the aggression that they're taking, Vendetta needs to have some aggression of their own here on their CP side.
Such a tough spot to be in for Vendetta. Economy in the dumps again. So much pressure on. Nades chasing you. 7 rounds already given up to the T side. Yeah. It's looking ugly here. After how promising and exciting Nuke was, and then that first half of Mirage as well, it just feels like they've run out of gas. Ever since that second half of Mirage, they have just been looking like they're a little out of their depth. And look, you can talk about the stand-in. That's absolutely there. Chiquinho's performing well on this map right now, but the biggest problem has just been holding up to straight-up site takes.
And now here, also, not taking enough space, not going aggressive enough. Yes, in this round, they had a couple of players towards Fountain, but they backed off quickly. And now they have 3 towards short A. bwills could go down in this situation, but they have no information as to how many players could possibly be here.
They can find the bomb. bwills are gone
Yes,
past.
they can.
Cynic could actually get caught here. The smoke's gonna even away. That might activate Tender. They're waiting for the peek
Cynic
in.
is so
He hears the
exposed.
scope. He hears the scope. He knows. Oh, and there's the 5-7 play coming through. Tender's got it. He's got the op as well. It's disaster. And in the blink of an eye, it all falls apart. That's exactly the trap they had laid. And now there's no time here. And Carson will not get it done. Huge round from Tender. But that's all about the setup. That is devilish from Vendetta. They're so willing to go quiet because per expectation of what's happened in this map so far, whenever they've gone for a stack, it's mostly been towards B. They've created an expectation for Nouns. So Nouns, not seeing any presence A, is assuming that it's again going to be that B stack in, and instead it's a beautiful trap outside of the bathrooms, and they just step fully into it.
Yeah, also probably should have cleared the corner, right, on the Nouns side, but because they waited to such a low amount of time left on the clock, they didn't leave themselves the luxury of having those clears and those clean peaks, so they had to go a little bit faster, and that's why that setup was so lethal. Tender, though, those shots were, they were crisp. Perfect headshots coming through from the 5-7. Chiquinho now with the op, pushed up to Fountain. Excuse me, not Fountain. He's a connector, but a player is already past Fountain. That's Chop, and this is what we were talking about. This is what Vendetta have to do. Gain that map control right up close and personal towards Fountain. But what do you do? What does map control matter when MarKE gets 1 and then CJ just walks out and kills 60? That's almost completely cleared out B.
I mean, they
And
didn't even
now
have
it's
to get into
cleared.
B. Now they've cleared B. Once again, this site defense just crumbles, trying to take the initiative, trying to take the maneuver, but losing the fight into connector, and then everything falls apart. And so much of this half is just hinged around MarKE and Con. He has gotten away with kills round after round after round after round after round. And from there, Vendetta tend to death spiral, tend to fall apart. I can appreciate the response, trying to get in towards construction, trying to take the fight to isolate out MarKE, but just completely unsuccessful. These are just to save the guns. This is just to fight for survival, John, and they need these rifles to stay up.
At least they got a couple of frags, but I mean, it's going to be a continued chase here. The pressure will be on from Nouns because they've got the money to absorb any losses. It looks like, though, Chop and Silas will survive more than likely. No, Chop's overstaying his welcome here. He doesn't need to go for any frags. Just save the gun. There you go. So gun
they were
saved.
above him. He had nowhere to go. He had to stay.
True. Just hide. Don't shoot. Don't give away your position. Either way, 8-5 in favor of Nouns with 2 rounds remaining here in this first half. This is a phenomenal T side from the Nouns side, but man, like just so explosive towards B. I think Vendetta positionally played that right. They just lost all the fights.
Yeah. Demolished. 60 trying to take matters into his own hands, and he's got so much information now off this initial. Nobody's here. He's going to be able to flank quickly. They might be looking for this with the deep util. I think Carson's wise to this schema, and so is Cynic as well.
Yeah, they're waiting for the push.
So, not the free control, but if he just sits here, he's going to push it. He's going to push it.
Timing.
One player moves off, but Cynic's still scoped up, and he's got him.
Yeah.
So he's found. It's still a lot of information. It means that they might funnel in towards B, but we've seen Nouns very content to sort of chill here. They've got the man advantage, so they are content to put some pressure on. CJ, though, is knocking on the door. He might not be content at all. They want to barrel through. They're keeping up the pace, and this is a full stack from Vendetta, so there's big trouble right now. What is that swing out from CJ? Not even fighting the op, trying to fight the player to the right. This is falling apart in the blink of an eye. Nouns maybe trying to go for the killer instinct move a little too eagerly. Don't take time to assess their options, and now they're left in a 4v2 with 40 seconds yet to tick away.
Save is not necessarily required. They could try for something here. They've got the money. 27 seconds. If they're going to, they need to do it soon. Cynic should actually have the util out here to support Carson. Throw some flashes in so Carson can get an easy frag.
Yeah. I mean, even economic damage at this point would be advantageous for them. So that's what they're looking for. Woo! Cynic, little overexposed with that molly toss, and down they go. Off angles played by Vendetta. Cheeky spots, and it works out. And they keep up the numbers for this last round. If they can get one more, they can make this look at least believable in terms of a comeback. It's still going to be a tough road regardless. They've already let this half get out of control, but they just need a little bit more here, John.
I really am surprised that Cynic instead went for the straight fight and then pulls out the Molotov of all things while he's out in the open and exposed. So a bit of a weird play from Nouns, but I can't really fault them because they've been very solid up to this point. So mistakes are always going to happen. Just a matter of limiting them. Nouns, well, they go back to their bread and butter, which is charging right into the site. It might be a mistake. 60 burns 1 and a second. That is from the grave because CJ took him out before the Molotov fully bloomed. Tender does go down. What a re-peek by bwills. And now a 3v3 as Vendetta do have a couple of players here. Jaquinho, who's been pretty clutch here with the off from this position, could do some damage once more, Mike.
Pressure on a chop. These nades have whittled him down to half, and there's going to be a peek at the kill as well. bwills has just kicked down the doors of this site. Now he's got the deep angle. They have a pretty good idea that he's here. Silas should be able to get back his frag, and indeed he does while the bomb's being planted. Hands occupied, but they can't deny the bomb plant. Op's now scoped up. This is going to be cheeky, but Cynic gets the kill before he's eliminated. All onto Silas. Silas and MarKE. A 1v1, and Silas comes out on top. He'll get this final round for his team, and that is a moment of celebration. The hero of Nuke has woken back up at a critical juncture for Vendetta to send us to the half.
minutes, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits, and I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes, I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business, and I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple double. Told him check the stats, yeah I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple double. Told him check the stats, yeah I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple double. Told him check the stats, yeah I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple double. Told him check the stats, yeah I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it an FT to get them in their hand and crypto, learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah.
And we're back here, folks. 8-7 is the score line. 1 round lead for the Nouns. Quite a late recovery there for Vendetta. Reminiscent of the first half of Mirage.
Yes,
For
almost
Vendetta's
a mirror
sake,
image.
For Vendetta's sake, let's hope it's not reminiscent of the second half.
Yes, where they didn't win a round until it was 15-7. And that was the only round they won. Oh boy. All right. Let's forget about that though. Vendetta, it's a new map, a new time. This Carson is going to be pushing out here from long bathrooms. He's got a nifty little flank potentially on here.
He's
Silas
flanked.
gets the opener, but he is flanked himself. And that will be a 5v3 in favor of Vendetta as Nouns are scrambling to get back to this A site. But the bomb's already going to be planted by the time they set foot here. And no kit available to them on this retake. So they're going to have to go very quickly. Tender watching from long. Chiquinho stuck a dice box, but they've got a very solid post-plant setup here.
Yeah, it's a disastrous retake for Nouns. They don't have the second element. They don't have anything to work in their favor. CJ's alone. At least he gets one consolation prize, though, because that is going to be Vendetta starting out on the right foot here, and that is important, both for the actual game flow and for the psychological aspect of this isn't happening like Mirage.
Exactly.
Now, to be fair, they did convert off the pistol and win 3 rounds as a result of it in the first half. So still a lot more work to do here, John.
That is true, and Nouns are going to opt to force buy here. They got an MP9, 3 Deagles, and the Scout to work with. And it looks like Vendetta want to take some quick space here towards Monster. 3 players in this direction. A 4th will be joining them soon, and only 1 lurking in connector. That is Chop.
CJ making some action happen here. The health is low, but MarKE, that's a ripper of a deep shot.
Boy.
Oh, it's got more. Cynic sets up. Man, disadvantage here. Vendetta, they still have gun advantage. They can slow things down, and that peek back in might have given it away. CJ, though, he did get the dink. He did soften up shop. The body shots are going to be deadly here. The Scout's certainly a menace. The Scouts moved off, wary that they could be rotating back up. bwills, did he just swap this? Did this bring Cynic back? It did indeed. It's a tag on to Jacquinho, but it's about the Scout getting into the angle. bwills is trying to stall them out. Enough time for Cynic to get on the scene, and he's here, but it's too late. They're going to put smokes up. They're going to try and get the spawn planted under his nose, and he knows that, so he wants to take the initiative himself. This is ambitious from Cynic, but it's how he loves to play. He's got the first. The bomb goes down, but that confirms Jacquinho's position, and oh, Cynic! He even read it, but he just missed it. Tried to go for a no-scope on the Scout, and that was enough time for Jacquinho to get his kill.
Wow. Oh my goodness. What a close call there for Vendetta. Nouns almost making it work with the Pistons at the end. Cynic just going aggressive on the 1v2. Knows he has to try and get a frag quickly to have a chance in the round. And like you said, he had the right read after finding that one frag, but just couldn't connect on the shot. A quick scope might have been a better decision. Maybe he didn't think he had enough time, but in fact he did. Either way, it's Jacquinho who's able to capitalize again. I mean, like I've said, he has been the last man standing so many times throughout this series, and more often than not, he's coming out and clutching it for his squad. 9-8 for Vendetta, and 60 gets blinded to oblivion, so he's gonna have to be careful as they're trying to gain the space here with the P250. It doesn't work. bwills is gone, and now Nouns, well, without being stacked up here towards mid, they don't really have that much to play with, and yeah, this is probably gonna be done. Well, okay, Tender goes down. That's a
There's
gun.
a gun. Time for CJ to hide the AK. There's a new objective in this round. There's still a minute here, so Vendetta have plenty of time to take a site, plant this bomb, go hunting for guns. Carson's going to see if he can't make some more noise. Oh, all right. They might be back in this now. This might go from save the rifles to try it. No, they don't. No. Yeah, they're not gonna chase that. That was a disgusting shot from Carson with a few.
Yeah.
Woo.
I mean, look, there is the temptation, right? Oh, we have a couple of AKs. Let's go for this. But yeah, you got no body armor. You've got very little util, only the nade. And you walked into this round with literally close to nothing. A couple of P250s, and that was it. So getting AKs, $2,700 each, is so much value going to this next round.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it.
Is. Still double digits for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Heck of a way to start the game. Silas as well went from being very quiet for most of this map to being a contributor here. It's a good sign for them. He was the key piece on Nuke. Could be the key again. And Jacquinho seems to have adjusted to the ping as well, which is a very promising sign because, especially if it's his first time playing on this kind of ping. Speaking from playing some transatlantic pugs myself, not the easiest adjustment.
No, definitely not. Hey,
go ahead.
When I was a kid, Mike, I was playing on 180 ping all the time, so you know,
brutal.
It's not a difficult adjustment. Well, you had
now,
to.
Now we know why you didn't go pro.
Oh, hey, I got cable eventually, but I was. That's so mean. I didn't go pro because I chose to start casting. That's
there. You go. There you go. I was giving you credit. I was blaming the ping for you, man.
Well,
it wasn't for that ping. My CS conspiracy theory is genuinely, if it wasn't for Hawaii ping, Maui Snake could have been a top NA pro.
Yeah, Maui's really solid.
Now he's a caster, and we all probably gain from that.
Yes, I think either way we gained, whether he was a pro or a caster, right?
Stuck around, but that's my conspiracy theory. Is they don't know about the ASIO op, man. They don't know about MDL Maui. Could have been. Chop. Gotta find out what could be the opposite cynic. Kind of a cheeky angle with an SMG. You could just blitz it, but no, he walks the angle. And that is not going to be good enough. My goodness, pressure on from Cynic here. He knows he got the tag. He's got the kill as well. Cynic demolishing them in the bathroom. Just taking control of this round, and he dominates.
Oh, that one stings if you're Vendetta because, I mean, they weren't really 1v1 fights. It's just Cynic peeking it out perfectly twice in a row, and Vendetta had no response at all. And then he flicks through the wall and almost gets himself a third. Finally finishes his food with the USP afterwards. But wow, was Cynic standing on his head. And the reason that stings even more is because you were so good up to this point to kick off your T side, but then everyone falls. 4 players left standing on the Nouns side, and they build up their economy just like that. When we look at Vendetta, well, they don't have much to work with. In fact, they have to settle for a couple of Tech 9s, although there are still 2 AKs. The other rifle is a Galil as well. And utility, not much to speak of. This is going to be a tough round for Vendetta. So good from Cynic. Like I said, I think that was a couple of nights ago, Mike, but Cynic looks better with stamina no longer on the roster. I think he prefers the IGL role at this point and taking care of the op duties.
It's funny because it was so different before he came off of it. But
it was, yeah.
In a way, has refreshed him. Ooh, Cynic living here. Don't know if you want to challenge that. Oh, he's just scoped up. Thought he'd be backing out. Thought Chiquinho could take the space, but no. Cynic's always eager to stick around for that next fight. And now they're back out to Optimus. They've completely retaken the ground. That's a big kill from Chop. Might give them a chance in the bomb plant. Silas making this interesting. Chop brings it down to the 1v1. Cynic's gone to the rifle. Know the other position. Flashbangs are there, but Cynic's toying with him. Chop doesn't have the bomb, but he goes forth and gets the kill. Galil and all. What a play from Chop.
That's the double-edged sword of going out aggressive and balls to the wall of your Nouns, is that yes, it can catch the other team off guard, but if you go for too many peeks, then, well, you know, you end up in a situation where the bodies keep falling, even though you have the advantage in terms of manpower. And then Chop at the end, wow, what a finish. 17 and 12. He's jumped to the lead on his squad and is tied with bwills and Cynic for the lead on the server. That is a big, big round for Vendetta to take. Like I said, they were limited in utility, limited in terms of firepower. Yes, they lose four players again, and their economy's not really going to recover, but at least they get a round back on the board. And MarKE immediately taking down Tender. That's problematic.
Well, we got to... Oh, my goodness. CJ's
Look at
just going to
CJ
go aggressive
too.
on this. Silas has no idea.
Frag.
He's not ready for this at all. CJ's just going to press forward. That flashbang is lethal, and it's a massacre. It's a massacre. Complete domination here. What a way to assert themselves for Nouns. They are picking up the tempo in these rounds. They're bringing the fight right into Vendetta, round after round after round after round after round now.
Yeah, I mean, like, they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now, and they are just going right into fights. Cynic, a couple of rounds ago, winning those duels, right? Like I said, double-edged sword. Sometimes that happens. Other times, you know, you can't hit your shots and it ends up in a 1v1. So, good on Nouns. I mean, more often than not, they're finding success in these types of situations, and finally they punished Vendetta. And, well, Vendetta says, we're not going to go on an eco. We are forcing up 4 Tech 9s and a Deagle. And look where bwills is. He's already up close and personal. So many flashes. Finally, he goes down. In fact, he didn't even get that frag. It was Cynic to find it onto Silas.
This is insane. Cynic's staying forward. He's now got some support from the rifle, so this gives him a bit more comfort. Vendetta don't have to overcommit. They've got an upgrade. They got a 1-for-1. They can rotate back down. They've got the numbers here up top. They don't know it, but it's a reasonable gas. And as they find no presence outside of construction, it's really just MarKE they're going to have to deal with. Now, I say just MarKE.
Just,
It's MarKE. He's a bit of a problem, shall we say. CJ, taking the initiative here, clearing back out all of this space. CJ's got that kill. Now he's got the advantage numbers, and he's got the information that they're not quite set up to just go for this quickly. So it puts some air into this for Nouns, right? It lets them breathe deep and feel a little bit more comfortable. It stabilizes them. Still not a sure thing by any measure, but that fast-paced Tech 9 play, that aspect has gone out of it. Quick update on the other game as well, John.
Yep.
Team 1 have taken the 2-0. They advance over Strife, and they are waiting for the winner of this matchup in the next round.
Yeah, kind of the expected result there. Team 1 have done a good job dealing with Strife over the last little bit, and actually been quite solid at this level of play. Anyway, CJ's going to get 1 onto 60. Chiquinho trades it back. 3v2, 3v1. Cynic has been absolutely lights out solid with the op, and Tender's only got a deal.
And he's got no time. Carson will do him the mercy of killing him before timer. His own teammate alive as well, and we have knotted up the score. Problem for Vendetta is it also means an eco. no investment realistically coming through here without a bomb plant. So Vendetta are going to see Nouns pull into the lead, and it's reminiscent of the first half. The hot start off the pistol round. It's chugging to a halt here.
Yeah, and I mean, not only did Vendetta, you know, end up in a tie after being up 11-7, all the momentum is in Nouns' direction at this point. Just pistols now for Vendetta. They walk through the Molotov to try and catch Nouns off guard. bwills kind of waiting for it, takes a lot of damage. Throws the nade forward. That's not going to do anything, and he's dead, but cynic gets one with the nade and almost simultaneously with the op. He is literally on fire right now. Yes, it's just an anti.
Figuratively.
But he's been doing this against the guns.
I hope he's not literally on
literally
fire.
on fire, Mike.
That's concerning. Someone get the extinguisher, man.
Well,
he's
trying to put out the flames, and that's why he's so. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but
either way, he's dominating. I know exactly what you mean, John. I just hope for his sake he is not literally
he's
on
not
fire.
literally on fire. No.
But this is quite the showing from Nouns now. Cynic is crushing it with that AWP. I mean, he's so assertive. We know what he can do in terms of aggressive peeking and dictating the flow of play, but Vendetta's struggling to keep pace. The rifles are back up. Here's their best chance. Otherwise, it's going to get into the situation where you're starting to think about playing for overtime. You're starting to think about the desperate comebacks. Still got a real chance to make a game of this one. They win here. This is the makings of a full 30 type game.
It's not going to be easy.
No. Kind of feels like it deserves it, though, doesn't it?
I would say so. You know, given that Vendetta were so dominant map 1, Nouns both teams taking their map picks pretty decisively, and then map number 3 should be very tightly contested.
And we've got time, right? The next game doesn't start till an hour and a half from now, regardless of what happens here. So we're chilling, folks. So let's get some Counter-Strike squeezed in here in the meantime.
Oh, just like Mr. Incredible. Oh, and
bwills.
Silas gets a nice headshot onto bwills. That's a huge opener.
The Lord it. That's a big kill for CJ. He's still under massive pressure, and he knows it, and he can't really hope to get out of this position very comfortably. Smoke's going to try and give that to him, but they want to give him a haircut. So he's actually going to bring Carson in to help him out. And this is everybody from Nouns. They've completely abandoned A.
It's not the right read at all.
No, it's a really wild call. 4 players in construction. They're going to press up the connector en masse.
This might work.
Yeah, I mean, because how would you ever read this? It's such an unorthodox call. Silas is looking for this flank fight. He's going to get the first. He actually reads this. He expects it. He's stable. He's going to go down, but now it's the early warning system. They're like, everyone's behind you. Just fight. That's a huge kill from MarKE. 2-on-2 now. Keeps it in doubt. They don't know that Cynic's with him yet.
That's right.
They're making their way up. There's kits available for both of them. No smokes, though, so they'll need to find these kills. Chop and 6 here are making the right play. They're fighting into bank. They're going to give themselves a position to play from, but they don't go deep. They don't clear all the way, so they still have to be wary that someone could sneak up the jump up. Here comes MarKE. Here comes MarKE. Here comes the swing. They're not making a secret of it anymore. There's the utility out. Cynic dropped. They found a smoke en route, and actually stopping for that smoke might have been their undoing.
Ah, man, I mean, that play is one of those that can either look completely and absolutely amazing or just fall by the wayside, and it just fell by the wayside that time. Thanks to Silas, because if Silas is not watching connector there, Nouns might have just run over everyone. So, and great shots from Silas as well. He has indeed awoken at a critical juncture, there's no question. 12-12, all tied up, and, well, it's looking more and more like we're going the distance in regulation here. You know, I'd say, sorry, Mike. No, I was just going to say, I think the best maps to have on map number 3 in Counter-Strike are Inferno and then Overpass after that.
Chess game maps. Chess game maps. So much of it's about map control and pacing and... You love me some Overpass. A little damage on the chop. It's actually just 1 bullet of it, so that's fine. Not really going to make a difference here, but this is a critical round for the Nouns, right? Their economy has been pushed to its breaking point. Need it to have things work out here, or they're the ones in a very risky situation. This fight towards long could be vital. bwills on the other side just has a FAMAS. He's going to hear this jumping around as well. He's got the information. He takes the off angle. Nice offset. Great adjustment there from bwills. And an opening pick found. That's going to funnel them back in towards the B-bomb site. And the more time that goes into this,
30 seconds.
the more wary Nouns are going to get. They need to start that rotate. They've spotted the players. Now they've got it. Some damage on. Flashbang timing is good, but no. MarKE at the barrels. He's found one. He's looking for more. He knows he's bunched in here, but Cynic at this point is here.
Why
The
are they-
cavalry has arrived, and it's fallen apart. It's just Silas on the site. He has no idea there's a player. Graffiti. Nouns take it. Back into the lead they go. They will sustain this defense.
MarKE slithering in the shadows. They don't clear him out at Toxic, and he is able to just rain chaos down upon Vendetta because he is firing away, and they don't even realize he's there because of so many other positions that are coming in their direction. So it's just very difficult for Vendetta to respond in that type of situation. So well played from Nouns. Great patience. Here we go. Round number 26. Vendetta onto pistols again. So Nouns, unless they completely drop the ball here, should be able to secure this one. And what a nade toss from bwills. Takes 60 and Jaquinho down to about 30 HP and almost finishes Jaquinho off with the bullets there, who survives at 1 HP. Cynic waiting in the long bathrooms. There's Jaquinho finally taken down. Bomb is still in the upper tunnels, so I mean, they might not even have time to recover it, or the bodies do. So nice shot from Chop. That's a wicked one.
He's been on this map. I tell you what, a fight back in for CJ. That's the end of Chop. And that's the end of this round, realistically. Thunder, yeah, he might take B. But what profit a man to take the B site, but for to lose the round. And he doesn't do that either.
Yeah. Alrighty, Nouns get that 14th as predicted. And this one could determine if we go the full 30. Maybe, because Nouns actually have a really good economy, given how many rounds are left, right? Because even if they lose this round, they will be able to buy up.
Probably. 1,400 loss bonus coming in? It wouldn't be great. No save guns? Wouldn't be great.
You have to imagine that they'll be able to save some guns or...
I don't have to imagine nothing. I think it gets spicy. That nade, less spicy than I thought, but still quite nice. Little seasoning applied to Vendetta, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
You dirt chips.
Salt and pepper.
Little shrapnel, or salt and pepper.
Sure.
What'd you load your nades with?
I don't know.
what's your you got a go-to grill seasoning? Got a spice rub, John?
I unfortunately, I don't have a grill, and I haven't grilled before, Mike.
You've never grilled before?
No.
What?
I know.
It's astounding.
I know. It's ridiculous.
bwills. Big kill. Dance around the truck. That's a nice start, though. It's bottleneck Vendetta up a little bit, and they don't have a lot of utility for this. They've just got a smoke and a molly and a couple of flashes to try and make this happen. This is going to be potentially really rough. They got to get it done with the guns. That's the reality. 50 seconds. As soon as they throw this utility out, that's their only smoke. They got to go off of this. Counter flashes are going to come through. This is a nice counter. This slows them down. They're stumbling. It's awkward. The trades are there. The kills are as well. And now Silas just has to go hero mode. He's got the first. That might alone the bomb plant. The rotations are on, but he doesn't realize how far back they are. 30 seconds. Let's get this bomb down. Or at least
You think someone's watching the bomb?
Wary. And that's exactly why. Hesitation undoes him. Can't have known what MarKE did. MarKE secures series point.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a tough position for Silas. Yes, you can criticize him and say, well, he should have gone for the bomb faster, but you can't know. There's no way of realizing that no one was at that moment watching the bomb because of how exposed it was and the fact that Nouns were aware of its positioning. So anyway, Silas ends up going a little too late, goes down, and now Vendetta have their backs against the wall. The reverse sweep about to come through. They can win 3 more rounds and push this to overtime. It's not done yet. Carson gets tagged down 75. He returns the favor with a nade onto Tender. Pretty even in terms of health as a result. A lot of time left here for Vendetta to work with, but I think they want to go faster. At least it looks that way. MarKE through the smoke connects onto Tender. That is not going to help Vendetta's chances.
No, most certainly not. Now the hit's coming through. The flashbang's committed. They don't have any more flashes. That was the last one. John, how you get through the choke points here? That's abysmal. Looking like they might just be choked out by their own lack of utility at this point. Looking for something. Chop's just going up top connected to find anything, really. But Divider's been smoked. They're not trying to give them an inch and a boost up in the meantime. Takes it all. This could be disastrous. The Shadow gives away Chop. It's all falling apart. It's unraveling. The little chance they had is going by the wayside. 1 kill found for Silas, but the trade is swift. And now it's all on to 6C, and he's already overwhelmed. CJ does not wait. He dominates. Nouns secure it. It took 3 maps. It was a banger of a series. One heck of a nuke game out from Vendetta, and a whole lot of fight considering a stand-in from Europe. But the end result is the same. Nouns move on to face Team 1. For Vendetta, they move down. They will play against Strife, another team with a stand-in, so there's still a chance to make it all the way back through. Their journey just gets that much harder here, John.
Yeah, definitely. I think Vendetta played pretty solid.